my friends, back again. You guys are really martyrs for this stuff, huh? So am I. So, today we have a really cool truck to share with you. This is a project from my TLC brand, TLC4x4.com, where we focus on vintage Toyota Land Cruisers. We restore them dead stock. That's what made the brand famous. We also tweak them and geek them. One of the tweak them and geek them specials that we've been known to do is something like this, that we have traditionally called a 140 or a 142. Now, what is a 142, you may ask? And by the way, if the audio sucks, please blame it on our friends at GoPro. I just bought the GoPro 6, and for some reason it is not happy with my external microphone, and I didn't have the patience to Google my brains out to figure it out. I shall for the next video. So, 142 or 140. Well, 140 is when we take an FJ60 and an FZJ80, get it? 60 plus 80, 140, and then we mash them up. Why would we do this, you may ask? So, reasons are pretty straightforward. The FZJ80 has a wonderful chassis. It is more rigid than an FJ60 6.2 chassis. It has obviously coil suspension, more precise steering, really nice axles, and if you get lucky, those axles come with the rare option of the factory locking differentials. In this case, we do have the beloved locking differentials, and there's tons of other details, but it works out really nice. And the mashup between the two, I don't know, it isn't that hard, really. I mean, there's some trickiness in reconfiguring the wheelbase, and the track width is slightly wider, so you have to be very specific in the rims you select to make that work out. But you just get a host of upgrades all at once. So that's what we did here. This one is extra special though, because above and beyond that chassis update, we also did the General Motors E-Rod. So that's the 6.2 LS3 emissions certified aluminum fuel injected V8 that comes with a 50,000 mile warranty, 24 months, and it's a great system. The transmission is the 4L85 3/4 ton GM automatic, and then the transfer case is fully rebuilt, as are the drive shafts, and again, those are from the FZJ80. So are the axles, so is the suspension geometry, the fuel system, blah, blah, blah. The axles have been thoroughly rebuilt. They've been upgraded with DBA rotors, stainless steel lines, new factory calipers, and as mentioned, they have the locking diffs in the middle. Suspension now is a hybrid of Fox Racing shocks and Old Man Emu springs and bushings. Very nice ride, very nice stance. It's good stuff. So mechanically, other than that, I mean, we did a complete rewire from front to back, using all mil-spec and aerospace components, so super good quality there. In fact, it's kind of silly. The factory harness was fine, but have you ever worked with an electrical engineer, and if you ask them to change a light bulb, they want to reharness the entire vehicle? But, you know, my client, good guy, and he had this vehicle built from another shop. It had a Hemi in it and Jeep axles, and frankly, it was a death trap. So when the client got that back, and I think it took a year or so to get it from that shop, it was a complete disaster. So he licked his wounds, called us up and said, please do this, but please do it your way, do it properly, and we were happy to do so. So to do it, we bought a nice, happy FZJ80, and we took his truck apart, stripped it down to bare metal, and started 100% from scratch. Powder coated the frame, replated all the hardware, ceramic coated stainless exhaust, and came out really nice. So on the exterior, the body is stock. Obviously the paint scheme is far from stock. It was important to my client to integrate these stripes. It had been integrated on the previous build, but they were like lumpy and you could feel the ridge between them. They were just, wasn't done well, and they were sort of the layout I wanted to play with. So I don't know if you guys know the Hudson Bay Blanket Company. It's one of the oldest American companies. In fact, those blankets were designed to be used to be traded for furs with the American Indians. So kind of cool long history there, and for whatever reason, it's important to my client. So he asked us to integrate it. I got a free blanket out of the deal. And then we took the sort of the color patterns, including the odd little black stripes, and integrated those along with the blue, green, red, and yellow. Now, yes, that was a challenge for me to design it and integrate his request and still make it work. And then the base color is one of my favorite Ferrari colors, and love this base charcoal. It's super cool. Now we continued to do unnecessary detail work on the exterior, which of course tickled me pink. We laser scanned all of the factory trim, redesigned it and CNC'd it in aluminum, and then had it double hard coat anodized in a UV friendly sort of dark gray finish that matched the body color really nice. So the headlight buckets, the front grille, the side fender vents, the rear quarter vents, and the rear view mirrors were all custom built for this truck. Try to get rid of plastic, my usual mission. Rolling on to the, well, a couple more things on the outside. It has the Icon front bumper design that we've now developed for the 60 and 62 for TLC. So made in California, same supplier, same basic design language, but obviously kind of monkeyed with and reconstrued to match the scale and mount points of the 66-2. The bumper in the rear is also my design. That's the first one, and I'm going to start doing those. The only rear bumper I ever really liked for these was the Kmart out of Australia, which, you know, I used to use even for Icon, but it was a bit crude and I felt like it needed to evolve. But unfortunately the US distributor for Kmart didn't give a damn, nor did Kmart. So with Icon, that forced me into manufacturing my own bumper to step it up a notch. So it looks like we're doing that now for the 66-2, but it has the same carrier concept, so it's braced on 3 axes to the chassis, and the shank, or the spindle so to speak, is part of the bumper, not the carrier. And no wheel bearings, because that always seemed really stupid to me, because it's not spinning on the freeway like a wheel, and it's just super stout. It works out really nice. So on this one you'll see all of the details, and I think it came out really nice. Roof rack, custom lighting from front to back, all LED. Full tint windows, all new glass, new windshield, all new weather stripping and trim and emblems and a million things you can't see. And then on the inside, there's all sorts of cool stuff happening here. So I don't even know where to, well, let's start at the front. So gauges, we did custom gauges for this truck. They integrate some of the idiot lights from the factory into those gauges, so they're super subtle, very classic, clean design. And then we got rid of that plastic housing and we redesigned it, again machined in aluminum with the same anodized finish that's on the rear and on the exterior panels. The center lower dash panel, again redesigned and machined. And then where the factory audio went, we used that space for a host of things, and I really dig it. It has the front and rear locking differentials, buttons, as well as the indicator lights for them. We also have all of the aux lighting integrated on individual switches, so you have control over the roof lighting, the left side lighting, the right side, the rear, the bumper lighting, blah blah blah. And then the idiot lights also tell you about ABS, which, yes, we kept working from the FJ60. Other minor things on the dash, we now went to an electric parking brake system, for which the touch button is on the left of the steering column, and that has an audible alert to remind you should you try and take off with your parking brake on. Let's see, yeah, the rest of the dash is stock, other than in the cubby we added USB and audio mini jack inputs. We're running the Icon center console and cup holders, hence the relocation of the parking brake, by the way. And then seating, These are aftermarket seats. They're far more comfortable than stock. They now have the 3-stage carbon fiber heat blankets integrated within them. And this is Morangille's very nice quality Italian leather, which, let me tell you, it was quite difficult to find a leather that we liked and had the right sort of durability and surface grain in 5 different colors, because again, the client wanted that Hudson blanket motif to continue through the interior. So you notice that's a fairly uninterrupted line front to back. Driver's side is just pure gray. Passenger side has those 4 stripes continuing in the same plane. Door panels, we have that color detail, but predominantly the gray leather. You'll also notice we geeked out there. So the cups for the interior handle release, the lock knobs, the armrests, the map pocket, all are custom made and machined and then anodized. And then the top cap of the armrest is leather wrapped. And then a really cool detail, hopefully I'll find somewhere dark enough to show it to you, but the map pocket as well as the handles light up at night. So they're super low and just sort of give you like some mood lighting in the interior. And then when you open the door, they go to a brighter setting, and it's just nice, little detail. Visors, again, we stole from Icon. They're the polarized Lexan visors that we retail, and for the record, they do fit a 60 and 62, as proven by this project. Headliner, we went with Alcantara instead of the traditional vinyl. And the rear seat, other than redesigning the layout for the leather, remains stock. Now, this being an 87 FJ60, we're lucky that it has the 3-point belt and the removable headrest. Cargo area, cargo panels have been refined and redesigned. We've got storage back there. The entire body tub, before it was reassembled, was coated in polyurea. That is on the underside of the body, as well as the inside floors, before copious layers of soundproofing, and finally a high quality, dense pile, marine rated cut loop carpet. Steering wheel is a vintage style Nardi by my client's specific request. And what am I forgetting? Oh, audio rocks the house. So we're doing that Pioneer NEX 8200 head unit that I love. We doing the focal speakers. We're doing amp and bass. In this case, the bass is hidden underneath the driver's seat. Of course, we have the SatLink, CarPlay, Bluetooth, and reverse camera. Unfortunately, the dash pads for an FJ60 are discontinued. This one had a couple cracks. We tried a couple different clever things. I hesitated to wrap it in leather because while it looks beautiful in the beginning, and we can vacuum it so it looks proper, they just don't last. You can see that probably the most famous examples in modern Aston Martins or 928 Porsches. After a number of years, they start to shrink and pull and suck back. And well, frankly, that just sucks and was not acceptable. So there you go. That's probably enough rambling. If you have any questions, of course, feel free to call us, 818-280-3330. The website is TLC4x4.com. Facebook, which I kind of suck at updating. I wish someone on my staff would take that over, but I try. Projects such as this I do upload, and that's TLC4x4.com. Be well. Again, I appreciate your patience for making it through this video, and thanks again for all your support. Be well.